sir, what I'll do, I'll definitely go along with few of my questions, and I would request if you can showcase some of your photos which you have selected, and to showcase हमारे ग्रुप के साथ थोड़ा शेयर करने के लिए अगर आपने कुछ फोटोज अपनी सेलेक्ट की हैं. Okay?
Sure.
So my first question, sir, many people know you very well personally and through other mediums also, but there are also few people, those who really want to understand more about your journey from starting till here. And अगर आप अपने बारे में कुछ थोड़ा सा बताएंगे या कैसे शुरू किया अपनी journey and all. Over to you, sir. And I'll keep on coming with my questions.
Okay. In fact, it actually started by accident. First accident was not an accident, a car breakdown right in the front of Hazaribagh Wildlife Sanctuary. And we were stuck there for 2 hours in the evening, or maybe more, 3 hours. And the driver of our car went for some spare parts to the nearby town of Hazaribagh, which is about 20 miles from there. And all the time we were strolling on the road in front of the jungle. And the geosmine of the forest, the smell of the forest was captivating for us. And we decided, and in fact we were going for a wedding. And we decided that on the earliest opportunity, we'll come to this forest. And this was the month of June 1969. And September, Durga Puja that year was a little bit early in the end of December. So we landed 6 persons in Hazaribagh Sanctuary, knowing nothing about wildlife, knowing nothing about where to stay, how to, all these things. Very little bit of money, because we were students, and we reached at about 8 o'clock and went to the canteen where the people stay, and there are about accommodation for 40 people. So we asked for accommodation for ourselves. Then they said all the rooms are booked, because at that time Hazaribagh was very popular among Bengalis. People used to come from Calcutta in big numbers. Absolutely. And they used to have their bookings. They knew how to book and all those things.
Yes.
So we requested the warden. And he said, well, we can't help you. We have only one seat left in the dormitory, and you are 6 people. So obviously you can't do that. What I can do is to give you the room in front of my house.
Oh.
And he took us to his house, which was a 2-room bungalow. And he put some blanket. It was not very cold, but late September is a little bit cold there. So he put some blankets and said, okay, whenever you feel like going to bed, you come here. Till then, you are free to roam around in the forest in your car. And we had our own spotlight. So, okay, at least we had a shelter. Then we started moving. And after about 2 hours of, going through all the roads of that very small place, sanctuary, we came to a place, watchtower number 3. And I went on the tower. We had a spare battery to support the spotlight. So we carried the battery and the spotlight on the top of the tower. We saw nothing, no animals. It was pitch dark. Spotlight is not good enough to pierce the darkness. But the ambience was so good, so nice, that I thought, why can't we sleep here? There was some resistance from my friends. They were all worried about the tigers and the bears and all that. I said, okay, I will be the first person to sleep near the stairs. If something comes, because I was sure that, the animals have got better things to do rather than climbing up on the tower. And we slept, till, kept talking and, cracking our jokes till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Early morning, we woke up and we saw the beautiful forest for the first time. And there was a little small stream about 50 yards, walk from there. We went there and it was like, love in first sight. It was so beautiful, so captivating for us. So over the next year, we went to Hazaribagh 3 or 4 times. Every 2, 3 months, one of my friend had a car. My father also had a car. So whenever one of these cars were available, we'll go there. His father was also, a doctor in government service. Often he was going for tours. So we'll go for 1 night, 2 nights like that. This continued for next 1.5 years. No photography. And then October 1970, suddenly one afternoon, a Japanese photographer came to my house through a link, and he wanted to sell his 2 Minolta SLR bodies, one a 58 lens and a 200 tele. At that time, for a young person, a young medico like me, it was, beyond the dreams, not even in dreams, beyond the dreams. I had a point and shoot camera like that, you see, but to have a SLR was something unthinkable. And he sold it to me for 1,000 rupees.
Oh, but that time 1,000 is also
1,000 was big money. It was big money. I used that camera from 1970 to 1978, 8 years. Already it was heavily used. And when in 78 December, I was going to UK for higher studies, I sold that camera for 5,000 rupees, entire thing, and added 3,000 rupees to buy my ticket. At that time, one-way ticket was 8,000 rupees. That's all. So my photography, I was not earning, but somehow, it helped me in going to UK. Now, once I had this camera, now there was a purpose for visiting the forest. Awesome. To take pictures. Of course, initial pictures were not good enough. I was using cheap 3 rupees black and white film or WoW. We used to get reloaded films, and you give the empty cassette back, and the guy will load 5 feet 2 inches of film and sell it for 3 rupees. Beyond that, it was not, in our budget. And so that's how it started. And then 1975, a person known to me, he retired from government service. He was an IAS officer, and he knew my father, and he saw one of my pictures awarded in the newspaper. So he contacted me, and we started Photographic Association of Bihar. And I was the founder secretary, and my father's friend became the president. And awesome. From day one, we were FIP member. And we used to meet twice a month, 2 to 3 outings. And FIP used to circulate international portfolios, because, that was the time when even telephone calls was almost impossible to make. Yes. Trunk calls mean sometimes more than 24 hours. It will not materialize. Yes. So the best way to communicate was postcard. And we used to communicate with the FIP Supremo, Dr. G. Thomas, Bangalore. Yes. And he has worked out a very nice system that you keep the portfolio till your next meeting. And then after the meeting, he will already he would have provided the next club who will get that portfolio. So you send that portfolio to that club. Suppose it is a club like in Murshidabad or wherever, you send it to them, write a letter to Dr. Thomas that yes, today I have sent the portfolio, and also to the club that today we have sent it by registered post to you.
Awesome. So that was the reason, sir, why I have not introduced you entirely, that what you are and how you, because I wanted really to come that story from your insight, because if I've started already that you're honorary secretary of FIP and doing lots of great work to promote photography through that association, and also being a licensing officer for FIAP. तो मैं चाहता था कि ये जो रियल क्रक्स है, जो फर्स्ट जनरेशन जिन्होंने एक चीजों को शुरुआत किया है और एक लेवल तक लेके आए हैं, उससे हम शुरू करना चाहते थे. So guys, people those who are new to the photography and those who really don't know who is Dr. Sena. So Dr. Sena is honorary secretary of FIP, which is Federation of Indian Photography, and also a licensing officer for FIAP. And Dr. Sena also keeps on doing lot many initiatives with along with his friends and club member to promote not only photography but also to create a awareness about this and how to take it to the next level. Sir, so अभी एक 2-3 questions मैं आपसे पूछने की इजाजत चाहता हूँ. So if you
sure, most welcome.
So जब मैंने आपका प्रोफाइल चेक किया तो मेरे को सबसे एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट लगा, from prostate to portrait. I mean, that was very captivating. So something about that.
Yeah, this tagline has its origin when we started our hospital. In front of our residence, there is a 60 feet wide road between the residence and the hospital. They are exactly opposite to each other. One is the east, one is the west.
Awesome.
And earlier, my father was a surgeon, so he had his nursing home in our residence itself. The front portion was nursing home, and we used to reside in the back portion. So once the entire thing moved to the new premises, there were many rooms empty. So our chamber was on the my father and me both were using same chamber. So that was in front of the house on the ground floor. So I decided that I will not let anybody else use this room. I will so to prevent occupation by others, I put up a studio there. Three Prolene chrome and light meter and infrared trigger. Those were the days of films. No digital for me, and I was using a Canon EOS 3. I had a tripod, so that was not a problem. And my first patient was a patient on whom I had operated for prostate. Because at that time, getting a model in Patna was unthinkable. Even now, it is not so easy like in Calcutta or other big cities. In Patna, you want to get a model, you really have to have good contact. Now it is available, but not so easily. At that time, it was unthinkable. So I decided I will not shoot female models, I'll shoot male models. And later on, in one of my presentations, my first portrait was of a man with a long beard. He was operated upon only 3 days before. And the day before discharge, I brought him on a wheelchair, took some pictures. And when he came for a follow-up visit after a month, I gave him a picture also.
Awesome. Such an inspiring,
So he was so happy. He, doctor hai, ye to aapka photo bhi khich ke de.
Super. So, sir,
my son came. He was in UK. He's also a doctor. At that time he was in UK. Now he's in Canada. So he came, and I told him, I showed him the studio. He is also interested in photography. He does mostly landscapes.
Is he in the meeting today? We can say him hi.
I don't think so. The time zone is entirely different there.
Absolutely not an issue.
So it was his idea that, Papa, you put a board here on the road, portrait that way, sorry, this way, and prostate that way. And that board is still, hanging on our entrance.
Awesome, awesome. Sir, एक चीज और था, I have seen that you have taken a sabbatical of 10 years from photography. मतलब लोग नौकरी से sabbatical लेते हैं, लेकिन photography से sabbatical कैसे? Because now I have seen that you already covered कि अपना camera gear बेच के you went for your medicine studies.
Yes.
So
now you see,
वो 10 साल वो motivation कैसे maintain करके रखा?
नहीं, motivation इस तरह से maintain किया कि family pictures लेता था मैं.
Awesome, very good.
The first rangefinder, autofocus rangefinder camera with a flash, built-in flash, was marketed by Canon way back in 1980. It was an autofocus, which is something out of our imagination, that something can focus automatically for you. And I had decided not to buy a SLR again till I get through my exams, because photography was so much interesting for me, especially the period between 1975 to 1978, when we formed the club. New friendship, seniors, juniors, and a lot of fun. So if I had bought the proper SLR camera or anything, that may have hampered my studies.
Definitely.
And in UK there is no family support. My wife was a doctor, anesthetist. She is on call. I am on call. We cannot leave children alone at home. So we had to manage so many things. So I decided not to buy a camera, SLR camera, but this kind of photography was going.
Okay. So जब आपने अपना medicine खत्म कर लिया, when you came back to India, so then I'm sure that burning desire of being a photographer and clicking, I mean family photos and all. So कोई ऐसा बंदा या कोई ऐसा mentor आपने अपने लिए ढूंढा, या you learn on your own, something like that? Was my main question is कि कोई आपका mentor था, like आज के time पे mentor, being a
नहीं, वैसे mentor नहीं था कोई, लेकिन एक फोटोग्राफर थे, मिस्टर RS चोपड़ा, अभी भी जीवित हैं, अभी नोएडा में रहते हैं. उनकी पिक्चर्स धर्मयुग और इलस्ट्रेटेड वीकली उस वक्त की मैगजीन थी, उसमें निकलती थी.
ओके.
तो हॉस्पिटल आने के रास्ते में उनका होलसेल मेडिसिन का दुकान था. हॉस्पिटल हमारे यहाँ से, घर से मेरे करीब 2-2.5 किलोमीटर है, ठीक बीच में उनकी दुकान. तो मैं 15 दिन में 20 दिन में एक बार लौटते समय हॉस्पिटल से उनके यहाँ रुकता था और अपनी पिक्चर दिखाता था. एंड ही वाज अ वंडरफुल क्रिटिक. वो बताते थे कि ऐसे करो, वैसे करो. ये करीब 2 साल 3 साल चला होगा. उसके बाद तो हम लोग मैगजीन से पढ़ करके एक दूसरे से सीखते थे. कोई ऐसा मेंटर यहाँ नहीं था. लेटर ऑन जब FIP में मैं वाइस प्रेसिडेंट हो गया 2002 में, तब TNA पेरुमल से कई बार मुझे बहुत कुछ सीखने का मौका मिला.
Awesome.
He was a marvelous guy. वो पटना भी आए 2 बार, हम उनको बुलाए, और जो भी जानते थे उनको बताने में संकोच नहीं होता.
That is a very pure relation when you start talking about your own interest and art, and when no one is judging you, isn't it, sir?
Yeah. He was very, very supportive, very supportive. But ऐसे बहुत से लोग हैं जिनसे हमने बहुत कुछ सीखा, लेकिन कोई ऐसा mentor नहीं हुआ मेरा.
Okay. So then next question comes when you don't have.
Salons are my mentor.
Awesome.
हमने सब कुछ सीखा salon से.
So guys, if if I have to name the entire kind of Salon sir has participated and kind of awards he has won, I think this 1 hour will be very less to only talk about that. So you definitely should go and search about Sinha sir, and you will come to know what kind of Salon participation and Salon awards. So sir, after this, a genuine question which comes in my mind: if you don't have a physical or ongoing mentor and mentee relation, is there anyone whose photos or photographic style has influenced you, or where you were really following someone? Like there are not many people in so
As far as the naturalistic photography is concerned, not my mentor, but I'm very much influenced by the work of forgot the name. Tom Mangelson.
Okay.
Tom is a US guy, and he lives in a place called near Teton. He's the only US photographer who has got 3 display centers of his own.
Awesome. So, and sir, another question from my side personally? I mean, it is my so. If I have to say, what genre of photography you really enjoy?
Natural history.
Natural history. Okay.
And landscape. But now, for the last so many years, I'm also doing indoor portrait, outdoor portrait, street photography.
So you mean to say portrait?
Portrait, yes.
Good. So I mean that portrait to portrait is really so deep inside that you have. I mean, good. How about at that era? What was the external influences? Like now we are so much open for information. I mean, if you go and you can become well known about photography, but definitely for becoming a photographer you need to have such a hard work and dedication the way you people have shown us and inspiring us till now. So was there any opportunity to get something in form of books where you can read about photography, you can understand about different works of photographers and all?
As far as I am concerned, I have never read a single book on photography.
Awesome.
In fact, there used to be a library called British Council here. I will go there, see the periodicals, amateur photographer, practical photography, that's all. Or US से निकलता था एक outdoor photography. So, but I think the best book for photography is the one which is published by FIP called Blue Sapphire.
Awesome. So we will definitely ask Udayan Dada to find that link and post it to each and everyone in the chat. Meanwhile, sir is taking a break. And okay,
I have this book. This is one of the best photography book is written about Indian photography. If you really want to know Indian photography, I think you should go for it. I have this book. It's a fantastic book.
So one personal question, if you allow me, so I can ask.
Sure.
There is a rumor, sir. I mean, you need to clarify it.
Yes.
So again, if you allow me, then only I'll ask.
Yes, yes. Why not?
You invested almost a crore in in your equipment. Is it true?
If you count the time lost and time lost from my practice, yes, it is true.
Okay.
But in real terms, no. not even half of that. But one thing is true, that if I want something, I can buy it.
Awesome. I mean, that is a strength. That is a strength, and that is a desire of a photographer. So when you really love, you don't hesitate about the pricing. Awesome, sir. Any incident which you really want to share with our group before we start witnessing your amazing work, and where people can start asking about your photos and all?
Well, in the forest, I've been
You
chased by
started with the
elephants.
incident, actually.
I've been chased by elephants.
You started with the incident. Okay.
Twice I've been chased by elephant. Once in Chitwan National Park, I had a gypsy, and that was very helpful in making tours to different forests around my place. All the neighboring estates only, never beyond estate. Like I will go to UP, MP, Bengal, Odisha, this side to Nepal. So my two sons were sitting on the rooftop. Wife was sitting on the back seat, and my guide was there in the passenger seat, and I was driving. And then we saw this rhino, and I asked my guide, "Can I go out of the road and take a picture?" He said, "Yes." I had a very modest camera, two Canon bodies, one 3500 5 lens and one 100 300 mm lens. At that time, it was supposed to be, a very good combination. So I went to the side of the road, and it was on the right side of the road. I could see the rhino, but somehow the picture was not very clear. So I asked my guide again, "Can I go down and take a picture?" He said, "Okay, sir, you go, but be careful." Yes. I went for about 5 to 10 feet, and then he suddenly charged on me. So I had to run back to my car, and when I was coming on the road, I realized that, it's puffing just behind me. So instead of going to the driver's side of the car, I went to the other side of the car because. But by then, my guide had thrown something on the rhino, so it got distracted. And then once I saw the rhino half on the road, half in the ditch, I said, "Okay, I'll press the horn." So horn ka आवाज सुन के वो ये हो गया.
So they got distracted basically.
And then we realized that it had a baby, which we had not seen.
Basically, it was a
फिर एक
saving.
बार चितवन में हुआ, हमने permission लिया on the same trip for a night stay in the forest. They allow camping. तो हमारे पास अपना tent था, but you have to have 2 guides. And you cannot take your vehicle. So all you can do is to take your vehicle to the camping place or camping site. Then अपना सामान उतार के you come back to the lodge, leave your vehicle and go back again. That's what we did. By then everything was set up, the tent was set up, it was evening, past sunset. And then we realized we have no fire, no matchbox, nothing. And that was very scary. And then the 2 guides went to bring the matchbox from the village.
Oh my God.
And we were all left alone. 2 very young boys. I'm talking about 1991. Okay. And myself and my wife. So the next 45 minutes was very, very scary. Scary. Because not for tigers, it was for the bears.
Oh. Good, sir. So,
and one more incident.
Yeah, please, sir. Please.
2018, we were going to, me and my friend Dr. Shanbag were going to Serengeti. So he was coming from Bangalore, I was coming from Patna. So the way I carry my camera equipment is another story, because it comes to about 30 kilos. The lenses, the bodies and attachments and this and battery chargers. So I had a trolley bag which contained a 400 mm, 100, 200 and 2 D5. And this was my carry-on luggage.
Oh,
So at the belt where you collect your luggage, I collected everything and went to the hotel and left the bag over there coolly. Just forgot to take it. When we reached hotel, I was alone. When I reached hotel, I looked for my bag and it was not there. So went to the airport again. The security will not allow me inside. No reverse entry. After a lot of pleading, this, that, finally I got my bag back. That
awesome.
was very, very interesting.
नहीं लेकिन क्या होता है, I mean, sometimes these incidents create more, I mean, memories and kick to the, I mean, upcoming things. So just wanted to understand few more things from you, sir, and then we'll start with your, I mean, presentations. So you have seen both the sides of the photography. So if I have to say, you have seen from the roll photography, and then now it's everything is digital. And I mean, I also started my photography with roll camera only. So my father was a photographer. I mean, he was a very hobbyist photographer. He was not a professional photographer. So what difference you have seen in terms of visions and something has changed, because now people are very much open to click each and everything, and at that point of time it was very selective because it was only 36 snaps which you can click in a way, and you are really not aware what you are clicking.
Yes, the thing is, even the most hardened professional will have a battery grip which will allow 3 frames per second.
Okay.
And that was beyond our reach. We were only, for every picture we had to crank.
Yes. I know.
And the cost of the film was prohibitive. You know, initially when I started, it was 3 rupees. Over the years, it became 10 rupees, 15 rupees, only black and white. Very occasionally, we will think of color print film. But later on, when, you know, we were able to afford, we switched on to transparencies. The advantage with transparency in my mind was, I was on equal terms with any other photographer, because he will also get it developed in the same lab where I will get it developed. Whereas in black and white, half of it depends on your darkroom technique. And as I told you, I never used to have time to do, you know, to spend in the darkroom, because, you know, medical profession is a time-consuming profession.
Absolutely, sir. I mean, and that is the respect which you carry, because after having such an occupying profession, and you still have pulled up some time and given back it to the photography society. Thank you very much, sir. So with your permission, if I can present some of your photos, sir.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'll share my screen, guys, and what I'll ask from Sinha sir, he can explain about the photos, any incident he can remember, or any special point for those photographs. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Sir, all yours, from prostate to
yes, next one. Yes, this is that my first forest lodge, way back in September 1969. Actually, this picture was taken in the winter of the same year. That time I had no camera. But next time when I went there, I took a small camera, and this is that picture.
Awesome.
This is my first wildlife picture.
Very cherishable moment.
It isn't that bad as it looks here because it has been scanned from a print. I don't have the negative anymore.
Yeah. So I can understand. I mean,
Next.
people can also.
Next. Yes, this was again, I think, same trip. Betla. Betla is now in Jharkhand.
Okay.
And that was, much richer than Hazaribagh wildlife-wise. Next one.
So I think this is the one which you were talking about. So let me create some suspense, isn't it?
Yes. This is my first portrait. This old gentleman, he was 94 years old then.
My God.
94. And on the third day of his surgery, he came on wheelchair and I took 5 or 6 portraits. I had no idea about light. What I had seen was in one of the, not workshop, demonstration of lighting at Vizag in 2002.
Oh,
by
Vizag.
someone, some expert.
Some-
So I think it was B.W. Jatkar from Mumbai. So he showed with the floodlights how to, arrange lights and all that. So with that knowledge, I did this picture.
And I mean, the communication of this photo is also very strong. I mean, you can really, I mean, the way he's asking questions and talking to you, very strong, sir. Beautiful.
This is a relatively new picture, about 3-4 years ago, in one of the studios in Calcutta.
Good.
This again is an outdoor picture. He is himself a photographer. That's that gentleman. We went to Indore for a jury session, and he was also a jury. And obviously, long beards and his red turban made him a very good target. And we put up a blanket behind him, and the sun rays are coming from the top. The time was about 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening.
So I was about to say, because available light portrait and how you managed to get that background, and also thanks for clarifying that, sir.
I've used a newspaper as a reflector here. This guy, he's
Oh,
I often see
for
him.
this one you.
Yes.
So for this one you are saying you use a newspaper for reflecting the light.
To reflect the light. Yes.
Awesome. That's why both the side of the faces and the backlit of is very, very great, sir.
And this guy, he's kind of a nomad. I often see him on the road in front of my house. And one day I came from somewhere and he was sitting in my neighbor's boundary wall. And I parked my car and went inside, got my 7200 zoom. And I set up everything beforehand, because I knew the moment he will see the camera, he will look the other way. So, that look on his face, he's looking at my camera, what I am doing. I just clicked 3-4 pictures and then he turned around.
Awesome. Very street candid. This is really good. Which location is this, sir?
This is near Darjeeling.
Okay.
And we had a workshop there. It is misty all year round there. This kind of mist will be there, 12 months in a year. And one of my friend, he arranged that workshop. Not many delegates, 3 or 4 only. And we had a model. And this is all arranged and everything, like an outdoor shoot. But it turned out really nice, this picture.
Yes, it's really looking good.
Yes. And I've added these snow speckles from Photoshop.
We are getting lots of comments on this photograph. Beautiful, wow. So lots of comments are coming, sir, on this photograph.
Yes.
Good. I like
This is
this.
Torres del Paine. This is in Chile. I think we went there in 2014, and really picturesque place. And it was autumn, so weather was very, very, very permissive. Otherwise, it's very windy and cloudy there. Only in the month of uh, March, April, and May, you get this kind of open sky, not daily.
Okay.
The place is, this particular village is called Piho. If you see, here is our lodge in the center.
Yeah. So this is
No, I took the previous one.
from quite top.
Yeah, this is the aerial picture.
Okay. Okay.
This is in Namibia,
Yes.
and we had a six-seater. We were four of us.
Okay.
My son, his wife, and my wife. And we had a day to spare. And actually, in the morning, we had booked for balloon ride. But somehow the balloon ride was cancelled, and we got the money back. So we thought, okay, we have $1,000. What to do with that? So we booked this safari, air safari, whole day safari, and the charges are reasonable. You know, about $1,200 or $1,400 in 2006, with 3 landings, lunch, and high tea.
Oh,
All
So
inclusive.
it's $1,000 picture. At least I can say.
Yes, you can say that. And in the evening, this side light
Amazing.
and the wind tunnel, the air, beautiful. This is in Morocco. There was an open air museum, and what attracted me was the line of shadow, the angular shadow line.
Some. This is taking.
And this is Machu Picchu in Peru. We were there in 2019. Generally, people go there only for a day. That
Yes.
means one night, you go there, sleep in the hotel. Next morning, you go to Machu Picchu. By the time you come back, it is 4 o'clock. So you go and collect your luggage and take the train. There are no roads nearby. So the next 2-hour journey is by road, by train only. Then, you know, it connects to the roads and you can go wherever you want. I made a program for 2 nights. So next morning, me and my friend, we went again. And that day, the weather was initially cloudy, but then you can see the clouds are clearing. It was like McKenna's gold. The sunlight was coming and falling on these rocks. It was beautiful.
Oh.
This is the Colosseum. And this is in, I think, 2012. And my son, he was new to photography. So he wanted a lesson on slow shutter speed.
Oh.
I said, okay, this is not slow shutter material. This is long shutter material.
Yes.
So we set up a tripod and a place, and there was a traffic light just on the right side of this place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we waited till the traffic light become green, so that, you know, suddenly 4, 5, 6 vehicles will come and we'll get all the trailing light in one shot.
Awesome. Sonpur.
This is the Sonpur Mela, which is used to be Asia's largest cattle fair.
Yes.
I have myself counted way back in 70s, 100 elephants who used to come there for sale. It was a big, big place to exchange elephants and money. Now the wildlife rules are different. So the number of elephants last year was 6. So that had the, taken away the main attraction. When the elephants come for bath in the morning, this was taken from a bridge.
Yeah.
This was on the front page of website of Royal Photographic Society for 3 or 4 months.
Oh man, awesome, sir, awesome. I'm sure people, those who are on mute, they must be clapping, but they will get a chance.
I'm getting lots of messages. I think everyone is enjoying your photographs. Lots of messages coming from almost everyone.
Oh,
this is Purulia.
Heaven for photography.
Rural Grand Prix.
Awesome. Good. I think this gentleman, this kid is, creating such a great drama in this. With his smile and the way joyful he is.
He is a born actor. He is a born actor.
Oh.
On that morning, I spent about 2-3 hours with this guy. I have taken many pictures of him.
Awesome. Bandipur.
This is Bandipur. And you can see the tiger first went to this ditch behind. There is a ditch in the back. And I knew when it comes out, it will look straight into my eyes. So I parked my vehicle. I asked my driver to park right in front of the ditch. And I was sitting down, camera on the beanbag, and it obliged me.
Awesome, sir. The royalty is very well captured. The kind of emotion he is showing and the expression. I loved it.
This is Katmai National Park, Alaska, 2008. Brooks Fall. Brooks Fall is always rewarding if you go in the month of July, August, and September. July is the best.
July is the best. Okay.
And it's very hard, almost impossible to get accommodation at Brooks Fall itself. They can accommodate about 40 people.
Okay.
But the booking starts a year beforehand. But day one, the big travel agencies, they will take it. So you will get nothing. So the second option is you stay in a village which is 20-minute flying distance from here.
Oh.
So you stay in the village. Every morning, a float plane will bring you here at 7 o'clock. So by the time you reach there, it is about 7:30, 7:45, sometimes even 8 o'clock.
Oh, awesome.
And 6 o'clock, that plane will take you back. So you have the whole day. And there is a platform near this waterfall, which you can see in the back. The waterfall is only 6 feet.
Okay.
And the Salmons are coming back and they want to go to their place of birth to see their maternity ward, place where they were born. And they will make a jump here.
So you are not only
to go upstream. And they have to jump 3-4 times to reach the upstream. And very often they will fall back in the same water here in the pool. And the younger bears are here in the pool because at the top of the edge, it is very slippery. They don't have a strength to hold themselves. So this is actually a territorial fight.
Oh,
Fishing rights. Very common. If you stay there for, they only allow you, when the place is crowded, they will only allow one guy to stay for 2 hours. Then they will ask you to go to another platform which is not so good. But after 2 hours, you can come back again for 2 hours. So this cycle goes on. So if you stay for 2 hours, you will see 1 or 2 fights like this.
I mean, this could be a very common scene for a very uncommon place.
Yes, yes. I don't think there is any place on earth where you can see so many bears at the same time. Provided there are salmons in the water. Sometimes there are no salmon, no bears.
Definitely. I mean, food attracts each and everyone. Oh. The fresh kill.
Not so fresh, but when we saw, this was our last day in Serengeti in 2008, and we were driving in a riverbed. We saw the female lioness taking this kill, and the male was following her. But very soon, he actually demanded the kill, and the female, she doesn't even have half the strength as the male. So she had to give up. And he started carrying it. Our driver took a detour and brought our car right in front of it. Again, shot from the window of my car, not from the top.
I think this is the final one. No. Wow.
Again, Serengeti, the mother and child.
Beautiful expressions. So this is very powerful.
Yes, this picture.
Very powerful.
I think he has got the gold hunter for me. So many gold medals I've won on this picture. And this is, sometimes your bad luck helps. And this was exactly the same thing here. When we saw the bear with a kill, it was about 100 yards from us. Then the captain made circular tours around it, and slowly we were coming closer by going around the bear every time. And after 1 hour, we noticed that we are only about 15-20 feet from the bear. And somebody said, okay, it's a good idea to have a eye level shot. And we were on the deck, which was about 15-20 feet high. So everybody went to the basement where we had our rooms. We all had single cubicles. Only 12 photographers, all had single cubicles. So me and my friends, we all went to the basement, only to realize that our room, to me and my friend's room, was on the other side, opposite side. So there was no point. The bear was on the one side of the ship and our room was on the other side of the ship. So we came back, and when we came back, at that moment it started to drag the skill away. So if we were from a eye level, this effect would never have created.
Absolutely,
Just
yes.
miss that effect.
I mean, the kill and the drag is creating that entire attraction. Oh my God.
Chobe River, Botswana. Very rich in wildlife, especially birds. Fantastic. Birds, elephants, hippos, plenty.
Awesome.
I think this is 600.
600 on a full frame or a crop body, sir? Both of the body on the full body, full frame. Yeah.
This is the place, you see, the same place, this is the fall. Now this bear, if you see, he's waiting for the fish to fly from the bottom to the top of the fall. So while waiting, he's frozen. So this allowed me to use a shutter speed of 1/15.
I was about to ask because I can see the flow, which is something
Blur.
slow shutter speed, but this guy is very sharp. Very good, sir.
And I have used a monopod. They don't allow you to use a tripod. Monopod, and there was a railing in front. So lens is supported on that, body is supported on monopod. This is my village. Look at the kids' expression. Captivating.
This is also one of the best photographs. The moment captured.
Yes, really.
Yeah.
Okay. Sir, what an amazing presentation it was. And I'm sure we are not done with this. We still have, personally, I want still to continue, but I think very quickly we'll take some questions which people have already given it to us and they've asked to you directly. And there are few.
Before that, so sir, many of guests are interested on the book on the Blue Sapphire.
Yes.
They are asking to show the Blue Sapphire. I'm showing the book here. And
oh yeah, you have it.
From the FIP. Sir, can you please tell something more about this book?
Yeah, the book is available for sale. The price is including postage, and there is a sleeve for it to protect it, from any possible damage. It is 2,500 rupees.
Awesome.
And I can tell you, this is really a big book, heavy book, well-minded book. There's a fantastic book. Maybe if everyone can buy it. It's a really big book. It's not a very thin book.
Yes.
So even we consider the price, that's a very low. This kind of books with the content. So I am an avid book reader. I buy lots of books, but these are one of the best book I have.
Awesome. Super.
Thank you.
So, sir, I have got some questions for you from some of our participants, and I would also like to take this opportunity to ask few of the participants. Those who have not asked question, they can raise their hand from their panel, and I'll unmute them. We'll only take 2-3 questions because benefit of time. Because I know, sir, being in a medical profession, every minute counts. So before taking to the question, let me take a small opportunity to introduce us as an AVTV ISO. I wanted this to bring in the later part so that we also start getting some tips from you how to manage a group and how to contribute towards the photography. So we started as a small WhatsApp group, as any new groups which have started happening, and in the span of 3 to 4 years we have grown, and we have registered ourselves, and we have got many affiliations, especially from FIP and FIAP also, and some international affiliations also, where we can start having a collaboration for international photography tours and clubs, associations. And we have also started doing our salons. So we definitely want your, supports and blessings for all such things. So Udin, do you want to add something into this?
No, no,
Good.
just ask the question.
Yeah. So with that, I will move to the questions which few of our participants they have asked. So first question was from Mr. Ramnath Banerjee. So I'll read the way they have question asked. I'll not add anything into this. So where would you like to see the FIP from 5 years from here now? And he has got another question. There are many salons going on throughout the year. So very few are print saloon. Why is that?
I'll answer the second question first.
Absolutely,
You see,
sir.
organizing a print salon is not easy. You see, uh, the cost for the internet is high. Cost for the organizer is very high because print handling is very time taking. So you have to be very careful. And earlier, when we started having salon in 2014 from in FIP, I must make it clear that it was not the first time FIP was doing it. It had done it in somewhere in mid 90s also, but it only lasted for 1 or 2 years, and for various reasons it could not continue. So when I took over as secretary in middle of 2011, I was always, salon minded. So we first had our print and digital circuit in 2014. Now, when you have a circuit of print, then all the 9 judges are sitting together. You put the print in the middle, and they make their marking on the computer. And if they want to see a close view, you hand it to them. Now, when it comes to the award session, so the 3 salons of a circuit will have different awards. So every time you have to remix and the prints again. That was very tiresome, very, very tiresome.
Yes.
So after 2 years, we decided to do away with the print circuit. But print salon, yes, we are still doing it. We are still doing it. Thanks to Corona, this year it has been postponed till next year because we extended twice. We extended the date, but the Corona, it doesn't want to go from here, it seems. So. So I think that's the main reason, and the whole digital thing has made it so easy to organize a salon.
Absolutely.
That is the main reason. The second question: where would I like to see FIP from 5 years in 5 years from now? I can tell you that FIP is making inroads internationally now.
Awesome.
People from outside are asking for our honors.
Awesome.
4 countries till the end of June, 4 countries have already taken our salon recognition.
Awesome.
Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Georgia, and Greece. Awesome. So I would like to see in 5 years, at least 20 countries should be there in our network. And
so that would be a great contribution.
Yes. Salon, we are doing 250 salons in a year now.
250 salons, which is a huge.
Sir, 2 of our members, one someone is from Saudi Arabia and one Hans Bronkhorst. He is also in the call. He is from South Africa. Both of them are interested for the FIP distinctions. So last night only he was asking me.
Awesome.
Now that's why we have relaxed the rules that even foreigners can participate in our national salons.
Yes, sir, we know that.
International. Just because a foreigner has participated, it doesn't become international.
So next question is from Miss Mansi Dev Sarkar. So
Yes.
I'll read it out. I request you to consider online photography development course from FIP.
Yes.
Where the post process.
Yes, I have an answer.
Uh,
It is already in pipeline.
okay.
I could not go to Calcutta to sort things out for this because of Corona. And as soon as the Corona scare is over, the next 6 months we'll start this. Don't worry.
Awesome. It's a great ray of hope. So another part is where the digital post-processing and editing will be discussed and elaborated by the experienced panel of photographers and teachers. So you also looking to have a panel of photographers and also kind of mentors those who will take through these digital processing.
Yes, yes, surely.
Okay.
Surely.
And would like to tell you that Mansi Dev Sarkar is also in the call, so she is directly getting all her answers. Mr. Suman Shaha, I had an opportunity to participate in the FIP organization salons, how to judge a photograph. I mean, that is his experience, what he's sharing a few years ago. I had discovered that there was an overwhelming response at the program. I request you to consider similar such programs, and that can be through online session. So I mean, okay, so he's suggesting to take help of technology, which everyone is taking, with registered participation at the first come first serve basis. Okay. Still remember the speeches at the particular sessions, particularly from FIP President Shri Sushanta Banerjee. I think we are very blessed and honored that he is also in the call, sir. And I mean, watching you live. You yourself, you have given a great speech. And Anil Risal Singh, sir, I mean, I really admire him. I never got a chance to meet him, but I mean, being from Lucknow, I definitely would love to meet him. Adit Agarwal, sir, I've heard a lot about him. He's again blessing us being in the call. So I am not able to see the question, but still, it's a recognition kind of thing for everyone. Can FIP consider organization an online photo appreciation course? Okay, so this is the question.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
The 3-4 things, online thing, because of the lockdown, all of us were exposed to all these online classes and tutorials and what you have. And I myself attended many of them, many of them. Sometimes coming from PSA, I used to get at 2 o'clock in the morning to attend the class.
Awesome.
And I found it very, very helpful. So we will introduce. The only thing is we in Patna are handicapped. I have to go to Calcutta to organize all this to, once the traveling is relaxed, I will be doing it. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely. I'm sure Mr. Shaha would have got his answers and quite a lot of hope with your.
We had already organized 2 sessions like that. First was which he was referring to. The second was when we had last year our first salon, all female jury salon.
Oh,
National Circuit. Great. Yes. So many of the female jury members are not very much experienced in salon judging. So again, 2-3 people, we had a kind of introduction of judging for about 3-4 hours. And Sri Sushanta Banerjee, myself, and there was another guy. So we 3 of us gave them the insight how to judge. But this has to continue. This year we were planning the same thing again during the judging of this national circuit. But again, because of COVID, I think we are doing it online only.
Awesome. Okay. So another question from Mr. Sushanta Burman. So I mean, it's a question or it's a request. I request you to consider training platform for your young budding photographers. I think it's on the same line which you have already spoken. We have already seen FIP Photography in organizing Youth Photographers of the Year contest. Why not introducing a photography contest for the beginners through online? At the end of that course, certificates may be issued from Federation, which will be valuable for them for their onward journey.
Yeah, we'll think about it.
Definitely.
We are already doing it. Our photographer of the year is on that line only.
So one last question from Mrs. Kabita Roy. I definitely want you to answer this. According to your experience, what one needs to follow to become famous nature and landscape photographer?
Famous nature and landscape photographers.
Yes, sir.
There are many. Franz Lanting is one. Art Wolf is another one. And Tom Mangelson is one, I mentioned you. And Galen Rowell is no more. He died in a plane crash.
Oh, good.
But he was awesome. He was a pilot himself. When the crash happened, he was a pilot. And he was awesome, really awesome. So, and there are so many others.
So what I'll do, sir, I'll only take 2 more questions from the guest. If anyone wants to ask, please raise your hand. I think there is someone 890 something. I'm not able to read the name. If it is for asking a question, I can unmute you. Else, if you can lower the hand. Mr. Chatterjee was also trying to ask some question. He was. You all can unmute those who have raised the question.
Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Chatterjee, welcome.
या बात ये है कि सर मैं उनसे पूछना चाहता हूँ कि उन्होंने तो फिल्म से चालू किया था फोटोग्राफी। हम लोगों ने में से बहुत सारे बंदे ने फिल्म से चालू किया था। बात ये है कि ये फिल्म के बाद जो डिजिटलाइजेशन आया हुआ है, इन दोनों के बीच में उनका रिएक्शन क्या है? क्योंकि उस समय जो फोटोग्राफ को सिर्फ बर्न किया जाता सकता था और कुछ नहीं कर पाते थे। अभी तो फोटोग्राफी को बहुत सारी कुछ फोटोशॉप है, बहुत सारी चीज है जिससे हम लोग चेंज करते हैं। तो इन दोनों में उनका रिएक्शन क्या है? कौन सी वाला उनको अच्छा लगता है या अच्छा लग रहा है अभी? दैट्स अ क्वेश्चन। थैंक यू।
पहले जब हम लोग डार्क रूम में काम करते थे फोटो खींचने के बाद, ठीक है, बर्निंग एंड डॉजिंग, यही 2 चीज हम लोग कर पाते थे। और 1-2 चीज और था हमारे कंट्रोल में, लेकिन बहुत आसान नहीं था वो सब करना।
लिटिल बिट।
आज के जमाने में आप जैसे हम लोग कैच लाइट देते थे आंख में, तो आयोडीन से प्रिंट को जला देते।
हाँ,
इस तरह का चीज हम लोग क्या करते थे, हमको याद है। सीसी में आयोडीन लगता है। तो अब तो वो सब आसान हो गया। और जब हम ये जब ट्रांजिशन हुआ 2003 से लेकर के 2010 तक, ट्रांजिशन जोन था फ्रॉम फिल्म टू डिजिटल, तो जो सीनियर फोटोग्राफर लोग थे, अधिकतर के पास घर में कंप्यूटर तक नहीं था।
हाँ, यस।
उसके पास था भी तो उनके बच्चों के पास। तो वो लोग अपना जो फिल्म का जो उनका अच्छी इमेजेस थे, उसको वो लोग स्कैन करा करके उससे फिर काम किए।
नहीं सर, मेरा पूछने का बात वो नहीं था।
नहीं, बता रहा है।
मेरा पूछने का बात है आपका फीलिंग्स क्या है?
मेरा फीलिंग है कि द चेंज हैज बीन फॉर गुड। हमारे हाथ में अब ज्यादा ताकत है पिक्चर के साथ, पिक्चर को इम्प्रूव करने का। और ठीक है, नेचर में और ट्रैवल में और जर्नलिज्म में रेस्ट्रिक्शंस है, बहुत ही जायज रेस्ट्रिक्शंस है। लेकिन जो लोग पिक्टोरियल करते हैं उनके लिए तो बहुत फायदा हो गया, बहुत ज्यादा।
फायदा है, लेकिन मैं ये बोलना चाहता हूँ कि फॉर्म योर सोल, आपको क्या लगता है कि ये आप मतलब उस समय जो डर लगता था 36 में, उसमें बर्न भी हो सकता था, हो सकता है कि फोटो उठाने के बाद दिखा जाए कि वो ब्लैक हो गया, ऐसा भी कभी भी
हाँ हाँ,
हुआ है आप लोगों के साथ?
बिल्कुल।
तो वो जो डर अभी तो चले गए, तो
हाँ
इसकी वजह से फोटोग्राफी का ये नहीं हो गया, मतलब जो उसका इमोशन हुआ करता था, या उसके ऊपर जो हम लोगों का टारगेट हुआ करता था, जो एक्सपीरियंस उसमें डालते थे, तो उसमें और अभी जो डिजिटलाइजेशन में हो गए, उसमें तो फर्क नहीं हो गया?
फर्क हुआ, फर्क तो क्यों नहीं हुआ। देखिए हम लोग अधिकतर फोटो खींचते थे ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट में, जिसका लैटिट्यूड बहुत होता था, है ना। एक
यस।
दो स्टॉप अंडर ओवर हुआ तो बहुत ज्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता था। आप डिफरेंट टाइप्स का पेपर यूज करके कंपनसेट कर लेते थे, लेकिन एक थ्रिल बना रहता था कि जो फोटो खींचे पता नहीं कैसा आएगा, आउट ऑफ फोकस होगा, अंडर होगा, ओवर होगा। वो जब तक फिल्म धुलती नहीं थी पता नहीं रहता था। वो थ्रिल अब नहीं है। अब तो
हाँ।
हमने देखा है कि वाइल्ड लाइफ शूट के समय 2 फोटो खींचने के बाद तीसरा 2 फोटो देखने लगे और टारगेट मिस कर गए। तो ये इसका ड्रॉबैक भी है।
ड्रॉबैक है, लेकिन क्या ना, उस समय क्या हुआ करता था कि हम लोगों में से ना, मतलब फुल फुल एक्सपीरियंस, फुल कंसंट्रेशन उसमें डाला जाता था।
हाँ बिल्कुल।
अभी क्या है कि हम 50 ले लिया, चलो उसमें से 2 निकाल लिए।
I think Mr. Chatterjee, for the benefit of the entire group, what I'll say कि एक दो क्वेश्चन और मेरे पास है, लोगों का आया है, मैं उसको फिनिश कर देता हूँ। एंड सर, there is one person from the group, he is asking कि आपके वाइल्ड लाइफ फोटोग्राफी का from where they can see the link of your entire wildlife series, or if there is any website where you have updated all your wildlife photography.
नहीं है,
नहीं है।
I don't have a website.
So we'll take one last question from Mr. Surya Prakash. He is trying to ask a question, but it has to be very precise and very quick, sir.
Yes, tell me, what's the question?
Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes,
Sure.
yeah, Mr.
Good evening, doctor. It was
Yeah,
an
good
excellent
evening.
presentation. It was amazing. And one more thing, sir, I want to ask you one question. You told you have taken about the 2 images, but especially one image, 2 foxes in that river, flowing, and you have taken an eye-level shot. Which is the platform you have used? Just I want to know. It's so difficult, under such conditions to take. Just as being a wildlife photographer, I want to learn, sir, about that. Please highlight about the.
Which picture you are mentioning? Two
Two
bears.
bears, yes, sir. In the waterfalls, it's coming, and in
Yes.
2 bears is a territorial fight you mentioned.
Yes, yes.
Correct. That's an excellent, amazing. I cannot forget throughout my life, sir. That shot.
Yeah, that picture was taken from a platform, a fixed platform, which is made bear safe. It is slightly raised from the ground. Bears cannot jump there.
Awesome.
So we were on, safety point of view, we were quite safe, because they can be very dangerous, very, very dangerous.
So I hope, I think that's it. We all had, and sir, from the entire group, from the entire AVTV ISO team, we are really, really honored, and we really thank you for taking out your time and sharing your valuable insight with each and everyone. We are really thankful to you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Delightful session for me, and I'm really honored to have presented my work to all of you and shared my thoughts. And any of you who want to know more about FIP, about myself, are free to contact me. If you go to our site, FIP site, my email, my telephone number, everything is available there. We are open to questions, suggestions. You can send me your pictures for critique. Most welcome. Most welcome.